doing question 4b. So we had 4b now. We have y being equal to x squared over 8 plus x minus 1 over x all to the power of 4. Once I see this, I know this is a composite function. This is inside this. So this inside is going to be my u all the time. The inside is your u. Never forget that. So here I'm going to say, well, I mean, I can try to simplify this. If I want, this is one you can, this is a thing you can do if you want to. You don't have to. You can just work with it like this. It's still possible. But if you want to simplify, you still can, to say y will be equal to, I want to put all this to have the same denominator, and that denominator is 8x. You just take all the denominators, you multiply them together. Now you say 8 into 8x is an x. It multiplies x squared, you get x cubed. Then here it is like over 1. So it's like over 1. 1 into 8x is 8x, okay? Because this is just an x, so it's like over 1. 1 into 8x is 8x times x, so it'll be plus 8 comes, and okay, I forgot. We said 8, okay, yeah, that is, we said 8 into 8x, we got an x, and we came and we multiplied this x squared, we became x cubed. 1 into 8x is 8x times x. 8 comes as it is, then we have 8x multiplying an x, right? So 8 comes, then x times x will be x squared. Then we say minus, because there is a minus here. X into 8x, it cancels with the x. You remain with an 8 times 1 is an 8. So this is what you have, and it's all over 4. Which we can work it. We can work it like this if you want. You can still work with it by using your, by using your quotient rule. This is another thing. If you want, you can still deal with it this way. Maybe it's just, we should just use it this. We can say let u be equal to the inside, which is x squared over 8 plus x minus 1 over x. All right, and that means that y will be equal to u to the power of, y will be equal to u to the power of 4, because this whole thing is now your u. Now you can say here again, u will be equal to, we can put it better, so that you can be able to see what's going on. This 8 is just a 1 over 8. It's dividing, so you can just say it's 1 over 8 of x squared plus x, then minus 1 over x. We want to put it in a form that we can differentiate, and we can't do it if it's a fraction like this. So we can call this x to the minus 1. Okay, that is because it's like, if I have 1 over x squared and I want to change it, I'll just change it to x to the negative 2. You just make this power change the sign. Okay, so here it was x to the 1, so now it becomes x to the minus 1 now on top. And then we still have y being equal to u to the power 4. So use this. Now we can now say that du dx will just be 1 over 8 still comes. A constant which multiplies is never affected. Now let's deal with this guy. If we want x squared, what do? You drop the power, which is going to be 2. You reduce the power by 1. It becomes x to the 1, which is just x. Then it is plus, the derivative of x is a 1. Then minus the derivative of x to the minus 1. You drop the power, minus 1, and you reduce it by 1. It becomes x to the negative 2, like this. Then we can now come here and say that dy du is, you drop the power, 4, you reduce it by 1, u to the 3, 4u to the 3. So now we can have your du dx be equal to, this becomes 1 over 8 times 2. 2 is a whole number, just multiplies the top. So it becomes 2 over 8 of x plus 1. Then minus becomes a plus. So plus 1 times this is just becoming, since it's x to the negative 2, we can just put it in the denominator and it becomes x to the positive 2. Then we can now say our dy du on the other hand will be 4u to the 3. We saw it. Now we can now say that, are we done simplifying? Yeah, we are done. I mean, we can reduce this to lowest terms to say it will be 1 over 4, which we could just put as x over 4. So it is x over 4, because 2 into 2 is 1, into 8 is 4. So it's like x times 1 is an x. The whole number multiplies only the top. So it's x times 1, it's x over 4 plus 1 over x squared. Then this will be, this is your du dx. Then whilst your dy du, we have it. So now we can say that dy dx is going to be dy du, which is the one you have here, because y is now in terms of u, so you can find dy du. And this is, u is in terms of x. You look on this side, what is it? It's in terms of x. So you find derivative of u with respect to the things which is there, this side, which is an x. Just like we found derivative of y with respect to u, dy du. So same thing. So it's dy du times du dx. Okay. Now, what is it going to be? Please never cancel the du's like this. That is ridiculous. They don't cancel. This is just a notation, so you can't simplify. dy du is 4u to the 3 times du dx is this whole thing. So we can just make it multiply x over 4 plus 1 over x squared. There we have it. So this is just going to be 4. What is u to the 3? We have our u to the 3. What did we say u is? We said u is this whole thing. So we can put this whole thing to be saying it is x squared over 8 plus x minus 1 over x squared. So it's x squared over 8 plus 8 minus 1 over x. Okay, this is something like this. It was plus x rather than minus 1 over x. And it's now to the power of 3, and it is multiplying x over 4 plus 1 over x. And 1 over x squared. This is 1 over x squared. Right, and this is going to be your final solution. You can leave it like this, okay? You can leave it like this. You say, what? Yes, of course you can. All right, you can, and this will be your final solution. Unless you want to have this 4 multiply this whole bracket. Still something, because it would then remove this 4, but still nothing. This one, please don't touch this, okay? Don't change this that says x squared over 8, blah, 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 blah. Don't change it. Why? Why is it that you shouldn't change it? Because there's a power outside. You should start by doing the power, then you multiply by 4. So don't bring 4 into this bracket. It can't. You start with the power. The BIDMAS says brackets, it's brackets, then indices, okay? Then division, multiplication, then addition, subtraction. It's 4 orders of operation. Start with the brackets, things inside the bracket, which means you have to simplify, then indices, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, indices, which is the powers, it comes before multiplication. So anyway, that is it. You're done. You can leave it in this form. It is still acceptable. You can have this solution. If you wanted to put it in here, you could still have it as x squared over 8 plus x minus 1 over x. This is going to multiply. This is by 4. It's now just an x because the 4 and the 4 will cancel. Then this will be plus 4. Then it will be plus 4 over x squared. Here's another version. And you could still have this one. All right. Now this is your thing. You just put 4 into the whole bracket. And you're done. This is your final solution. Goodbye for now. We'll meet in the next one.